I'm walking down the
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm from South Carolina, so I just
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Morris?
Oh, my heart.
Happy 20th anniversary.
My heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? John.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself. There's a
the doctor lived next door to the janitor, to the reverend, and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all the more.
letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover. Entered the winning for the long haul, baby. All right. So we have New Boundaries Coalition in the house today, and let's see who's joining us. Brother Nev, how you doing, sir?
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Good. What's happening with No Boundaries Coalition?
No Boundaries Coalition is one of the biggest nonprofit areas in the 2121 service area. We give a lot of services and a lot of different community organizations and programs. Me, myself, I teach the workforce development program where we train 18 to 24 and we give them a mini job inside the market, paying them roughly $3,000 for 12 weeks. And we get them job placement afterwards. Inside the market, we have the Acorn program too as well. So we take even younger children and try to give them a job in the market for a Friday or a Saturday just for work activity. They can get small stipends and receive community hours too as well. But as an organization in itself, they host the most events, do like one of the most outreaches in the 21217 area. So it's a very effective organization.
What made you get involved, Brother Nev?
I've been in this line of work for about 10 years, 11 years now. I'm the owner of Alkaline Bodies. So I've always been like in the health.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You said what?
I said I'm the owner of Alkaline Bodies. Alkaline Bodies is a health organization. So I've always been in the community outreach or in the health type of community in itself. So I've been doing it since I was 20, and No Boundaries seemed like the best fit. And in that area, it isn't a lot of productivity when it comes to health. So I'm just happy to serve.
So what's Alkaline Bodies? Tell us about it.
Alkaline Bodies is a Aboriginal/Indigenous healthcare company. We offer meal plans, plant-based meal plans specifically / meal plans. We offer tinctures, medications, and we have a bioscan that gives you a 120-page report on your body, all the way down to your liver, your trace elements, your gastric health. And we're able to use that to get you a customized fitted plan that fits you and your body for yourself and your own well-being.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about the Avenue Market.
The Avenue Market has been, we've been in the Avenue Market for about 7 to 8 years now. We just had our anniversary Saturday. Our activities in the market is as such, we outsource from different farms inside of the community, and we try to bring good, wholesome produce inside the market at a discount rate while also running our repurposed stand next door. Our repurposed stand allows us to turn those almost wasted fruits and vegetables into fruit salads, soups. We could turn it into sauces, Sometimes we make seasoning with the kids down there too as well. So we're trying to give the community access to fresh produce while also not trying to make the most money off of it. Because you can go down there and buy a pepper for 75 cents. Unlike you go on the Giants, you'll spend roughly $1.50, $1.65 for one pepper. So we try to make it economical down there.
I don't know if it's gonna cost you $1.65 now. Yeah. I done did a lot of shopping.
It's
The pepper ain't gotta cost you that much.
It's like $1.25, $1.45.
If you paying that much for a pepper, somebody should slap you upside your damn head. Even Wegmans, you can get a pepper for $1, under $1. But I get your point. So that space in the Avenue Market, that's the only fresh fruits and vegetables, I will say, between Lexington Market and Mondawmin.
Yes, sir. The only other, it's not even the other one. The only other market is the Save-A-Lot right down the street, and you really can't get that much fresh stuff from there. So we are the only one.
And that's a ways. What a lot of people don't understand about Baltimore, even with older people, we are quite often segmented in our own little space. So even though it's right down the street, a lot of people don't venture that way towards the east, towards
yes, sir.
On the other side of Utah Street. People tend to stay within their comfort zones where they feel safe. But these food deserts, tell me about these food deserts, Nev.
The food deserts are real. Even in the county, you see that right there on Milford Mill Road. That Giants is gone there now. So if you wanted to shop, you would have to go to Walmart, or you would have to go to the Whole Foods all the way in upper part of Pikes or Trader Joe's. So the food desert isn't only in the city, it's all throughout. And if you look at it, especially at nighttime, when we look at trying to access fresh foods or go somewhere to get something healthy to eat, it's just as real as day. Once Giant closed around 9, 10 o'clock, you can only get fried food and Basque chicken and fries. There's really no healthy option. So it affects all people. It's not just people in the city. They see it more. We see a lot more of it, but everyone's affected by it because it's really in Baltimore itself. It's not that many fresh grocery stores. A lot of grocery stores have left Baltimore, so it's kind of scarce. I know for me, if I want to get fresh produce, I have to travel all the way downtown and County Avenue just to the Whole Foods just to get some fresh Dino kale. I can't get it nowhere else in a 15-mile radius. So it's definitely hard.
Did you say Dino kale?
Yes, Dino kale is purple kale. This is it's another breed of kale. So you want to eat more colored fruits and vegetables. So if you're going to eat kale, you want to have it organic, but if you want it more carbon and dense with more nutrients, you can get the purple kale, and they also have red Dino kale too as well.
Well, let me ask you this, Nev. Where can I get me some olive oil?
Olive oil, you can get some good olive oil. Whole Foods and Sprouts, they carry a good olive oil that has all the aminos inside of it too as well. So there's certain different grades of olive oil. You'll definitely see it at the price too as well. But you can definitely get some great olive oil at Whole Foods. And they have great avocado oil too as well.
These are things a lot of us did not grow up on per se.
Yes, sir.
How did you learn about these foods, Nev?
Trial and error. I joined an Aboriginal government called ARNA. That's the Aboriginal Republic of North America. I joined them in 2015. I was already kind of on my health wave of experimenting with different things. When I was able to join the government, they have an Indigenous doctor course. So that was able to at least help me open my eyes about carbon versus nutrient and us as Black people or carbon-based people trying to survive in a nitrogen-based diet, even down to our food pyramid. If you look at the molecular structure and the chemical structure of the foods that we eat and what happens when it breaks down, most of the stuff we consume be nitrogen-based or is bathed or is grown in a nitrogen-based substance, and the whole totality that breaks down carbon bodies and carbon people. So it's just understanding the scientific aspect of what food does to the body, not just running across with fads and saying, hey, I'm vegan, I'm plant-based. Me specifically, I haven't had meat in 10 years. But I just started consuming wild sake salmon because of I was a
Ho,
little
ho,
black.
ho, ho. Slow down. You started consuming what?
Wild sake salmon, sockeye salmon, the red salmon. So I started consuming that recently because I was lacking in protein. I was also lacking in magnesium too. So
How
it's
did you know
more.
you were lacking in those things?
I gave a bio scan to myself. So I did a bio scan, and I noticed changes in my hair too as well. My hair was getting thinner, and I'm like, something's happening. I mean, I'm still on my normal diet. Something's happening. My protein deficiency was so low based off the lack of food. Because now let me explain. So I could eat a piece of kale, right? Just keep going straight. I could eat a piece of kale, right, and it could be, say it's 15 to 16%. Say it's 15 to 16% zinc inside of it. But if the kale was grown out Virginia and that soil was brown and that soil had no zinc in it, which is a mineral, then I'm looking at a kale that has 0 to 1% truthfully of that zinc inside of it. So if I go eat that plant, not knowing the mineral concentration of that plant, I'm not really getting the full health benefits I need. So that's why when you do these certain trends, you have to mineralize. You have to focus on what am I lacking, what do I need. Not really focusing on everybody's doing CMOS, everyone's doing kale chips, everyone's trying to do juice detoxes and things of those natures. You got to really have this fitted and customized for your body and tailor for your body.
What made you want to eat differently, Nev?
Really, I was 21. I had IBS, GERD, and irritable bowel syndromes. I was an athlete. I was going through a lot. I was 250, graduating high school, and I noticed I just needed to change. So I started, just going through development, start changing my body, start changing the ways I eat. I was able to drop the weight, and a lot of those symptoms went away. So from there, I just kind of stayed on top of that until now. I just turned 30, so it's been about 9, 10 years now.
What have you concluded about there being so much cancer in the Black community?
Really, we got to get back to natural source. We understand what we need to eat and what we need to put in our body. We say things like, "Oh, you're trying to eat healthy today," or "I see you're trying to eat healthy today." So we understand the concept of what health may look like. But for the Black community and fighting the topic of cancer, we really just got to get back to natural source and really where we come from. And it's not saying too much by we don't understand where we come from by our plate. Every other culture and every other race can look at their plate and see their origin, and we don't. So we just got to get back to that, and that's
Okay,
why.
well, let me challenge you on that, Nev.
Yes, sir.
You telling me white people can look at their plate in America, they eating the same stuff we eating, and you tell me they can tell where their plate come from more so than me?
Yeah, because you figure white people they're coming from all over the place. So yeah, they have a very vast open plate. But with us, we are a product of a certain situation of slavery. So we're not connected back to any of
I
those natural.
disagree with you on that, Nev. I totally disagree with you
Let's
because
talk about it.
one, slavery took place all over North and South America.
Correct.
Number two, it wasn't just one race of Europeans that came to even America. It was the British, the French, the Spanish, just to name those three. So I don't know. That's kind of a harsh. I don't know. I just see that as a
I mean, so
rudimentary generalization.
I didn't go to our diet and look at our plate. We have no origin tracing back to anything with our plate, but old traditions that aren't our traditions. Where would you get
So
fried?
collard greens are not our tradition.
I mean, gizzards isn't our tradition.
No, I say collard greens.
I mean, collard greens is a natural plant that's grown. Well, it's not even a natural plant. It's a gourdigen. But that's a plant and a substance that grow in a region. So of course, if we were in that region, we would be eating that, correct? But I'm saying the natural basis of our diet and how we perceive diet that isn't ours. That's not our food pyramid. That's really not our structure.
What is our structure, Nev?
Carbon-based lifestyle, brother, is understanding what.
Okay, when you say carbon base, you haven't explained what carbon
Okay,
base
so
is.
carbon base is just a mineral. So carbon base is just the aspect of eating more carbon dense food. And and that's not even getting away from meat, because there are original meats that grew up here in America. When you look at the bison, you look at the wild sea bass, like wild caught salmon. These are natural animals that always been here, and we could trace back their origins. So in that aspect, and understanding that we're not all from Africa, some of our families have always been in America. I know my family specifically, they catered more into the Caribbean areas. So I know I kind of get an understanding of what I should be eating or what I should be putting inside my diet too as well. So it's really just getting back to more nutrient dense food. So it's not really even stapling, oh, like it's plant based or it's similar to being a vegan. It's more so doing the study and saying, hey, brown and white rice really doesn't have that much nutrients. Black rice is a more carbon dense grain, and it also is more soluble to the body too as well, and it has a longer origin in history. So you probably will want to be consuming more black rice than we do traditionally white or brown rice, which was given to us, and figure the alteration. So even down to like I said earlier, I can retract back a little bit on that, but trying to reach back to origin is kind of flawed too, because our food is being tampered with so much. So there's so many different policies that's being put onto our grains, that's being put into our fruits and vegetables, so many new feeds. We got to stay on top of that scientific aspect too, because food is changing every single day like medication, and we're just not really abreast of that.
I know a chicken wing don't look like it did when I was a kid. These chicken wings look like a damn dinosaur.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that goes into like the growth hormones, the different feeds, the bacteria, chemicals. There's a lot of different aspects we have to look into that, and understanding that. That's why we should even stick closer to food science to see exactly, okay, what is the new FDA drug they're putting in chicken nowadays? We got to understand that.
Okay, so what about we got a comment here on the line. This guy saying he's been eating a lot more nuts and seeds and beans over the past 2 years.
Okay, I mean that's definitely a good aspect. You definitely want to consume more seeds than nuts, because when you soak, well, seeds have certain traits of the bodies. They have certain minerals you can pull from. Seeds and seeds versus nuts. I would want to do a little bit more seeds than nuts, because when you soak them in water, seeds actually sprout, but nuts, they absorb water too as well. If you're going to do nuts, Brazilian nuts are great. They hold a lot of selenium and testosterone. Walnuts is good too as well. So that's a good analogy. You definitely want to start adding more beans and nuts to your diet as well.
So bring all of this together for what's happening at the Avenue Market these days.
Yeah, so at the Avenue Market, we try to give people a little bit of everything down there. So we try to give them all their fresh access to fresh greens, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. And we have a suggestion box down there too as well. So if you want something added, if you see, hey, I see oyster mushrooms on TikTok, do you guys ever get it? I tell people, write a note, put it in the box. I come in on Monday and I just buy or order new things. So we try to alter the shop based on people's needs. And we also have a prep service. So if you buy all your vegetables there, I'll cut it up for you, get some helpers cut it up for you, and I'll suggest some recipes a person can make for that night too as well. So we have people come in and say, hey, brother, I'm making a salad tonight, or I'm making a soup tonight. I don't even know where to start. What ingredients do I need? List those ingredients out for them, and we just pretty much go from there. So we try to make the shop interactive as possible.
Okay, so what made you interested in no boundaries?
No boundaries. They had a need. They had a need at the time. Their need was trying to bring the shop back up and running effective for the community. I've been in the food business for a while now, and manage a business, so it was just a perfect fit. It's perfect timing, perfect fit. They needed the help. Brother Bolon was able to come down and really turn that shop around. So it was just a good fit and great timing, man.
We have over on Monroe Street some people who tried to do a farm. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not too sure. What's the name of the farm?
Oh, I don't know. It's over there like Monroe,
Love?
over there, around Lorman Street. I think some of the preachers might have gotten together.
Yeah.
There's nothing too much there nowadays. But here's a question from from our audience, almond milk or goat milk?
I would do almond over goat, but I would do coconut over almond.
Coconut milk?
Yes, sir.
And where can you find coconut milk in 15-mile radius?
I would eat, it's kind of hard. Giants carries a So Delicious brand, but that's kind of iffy. I normally make all my milk. So any seed or nut or anything, I normally just make it myself. I'll take one coconut, break it down, save the water, and I'll take a cup and I'll add 3 cups of water, probably 1 piece of date, and they'll give it that sweetness, and that's coconut milk, and that's good for 4 days, 4 to 5 days. But it's kind of hard. Other than that, if you're looking at Whole Foods, if you're looking at the 21217 area, because they're not going to have it at that shop, shop right there. So you're going to have to go to Whole Foods, which is
Do you eat anything out the can?
nah. So not really, because all your vegetables should be fresh, and all your beans or anything like that, you should be soaking that the night before. Lime juice. So I don't really eat nothing out the can, sir.
So Dan, we take you on the road and we have to stay in a hotel. You're gonna be a non-eating cat, or you're gonna be eating some nuts and some beans, huh?
Yeah, that's the struggle behind it. I'll have to be really looking hard at different restaurants in the area. It'll be a struggle, to be honest. And that's another challenging thing. Like, it should be way more access to fresher things. We shouldn't have 15 different fried chicken spots to pick from, but I can't get a fresh salad in 10-mile radius. It's a little ridiculous.
Here's a question from Ruth Kirk daughter, Karen Obayanju. What do you think about growing indoor herbs?
I'm 100% for it. I just actually had a small little grow system in my house. I was growing microgreens and romaine lettuce. So I'm 100% for it. You can control your plants and their mineralization too as well. You can take your soil testers and say, hey, okay, my soil is fitted for enough zinc, has enough magnesium, et cetera, in it. So I know the actual item that I'm growing from the soil will be the best quality. So I'm 100%.
Now, Nev, I got to keep it 100.
Yes,
Black people got a lot of stuff going on, man.
Yes.
Kids in school, paying bills, damn supervisor getting on my nerve, and now you want me to measure zinc? How am I gonna measure some zinc, Nev?
So these are practices for me. I know this is kind of like a niche and a hobby for me, but these are certain things we want to start adopting. And if we can't do that, if we're like, brother, I don't got time to grow nothing, I don't got time.
I ain't saying we don't have time, Nev, but I'm just saying, help me out, brother. I ain't never measured zinc before.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's a little challenging, but it definitely takes just that right mind, that right aspect to really get into it. Now, as far as the zinc measurement, I wouldn't, if I'm saying, hey, I don't have time to do that, that's why I'm saying mineralization is the best thing you could possibly do. If you know you're lacking in zinc or you're lacking in those actual vitamins, it's best to take a liquid item. You can go to traceelements.com and they have liquid vitamins that's more soluble to the body, but you got to stay on top of your mineralization in some type of way. Whether you're eating it or whether you're consuming it in your food, you got to be abreast of it some type of way, shape, or form.
Okay. All right. So anything else you'd like to share with us, Nev?
Definitely. I'll just give a shout out. Definitely to the 21217 area. Definitely, you guys, if you got some time, please come down to the Avenue Market. We have Fresh Fridays every Fridays. Now we have different chefs that come in. If you want to be a chef and volunteer at Fresh Fridays and cook for the community, you can sell foods. We'll pair. We normally do smoothies and juices with that, just to make it more susceptible for the people.
Well, any tips on making smoothies? We almost done. We need you about 5 more minutes here.
Okay. All right. So tips for smoothies. I really don't put ice in my smoothies. I normally use coconut water. I know a lot of people use coconut milk. You can, but I'm not really a fan of mixing, dairy or any like milk substance with fruit. But I normally, for smoothies, I freeze all my fruits and vegetables, so I don't dilute it that much with the ice. And I normally just add coconut water in my natural sweetener. I just throw a piece of date in there, or a half-cut date in there, or some date syrup to give it that natural sweetness. But smoothies can be fun. You just have to watch which fruits and vegetables you mix together. You really shouldn't be mixing bananas with a lot of your smoothies because a banana is an isolate and it kind of like knocks down all the health benefits of other fruits and or vegetables you may mix with it. You want to put berries with berries. You don't want to be mixing your berries with your melons, and you don't want to do too many harsh combinations because your
Come on,
body.
man. How somebody supposed to remember all this shit, man? I can't even put a damn water in a damn glass. You want, man? Look, man. They just told us to get the damn ninja thing, put the damn fruits in there, and make a smoothie. Now you telling me I can't mix my berries? I can't put bananas with most of the smoothie. Well, damn. Is there a book? Is there a Bible? What the hell, Nev?
We
It's
do.
a lot of stuff to remember.
Yeah,
Damn.
we do have a lot of books and a lot of PDFs we were more than open to give to people, but that's why it's more of a learning curve because that's why health is
I'm gonna
tampered
be
with.
dead, man.
But listen, we got to start at some point because health is tampered with so much. Anybody can get on to a channel and just start spitting information on health, and they'll have thousands of followers and people believe in it, but there's really no scientific base of it. Even when we get to like topics like Dr. Sebi, I love Dr. Sebi. The information is great, but like I said earlier, if our information is changing every day and new legislations is getting put on our fruits and vegetables every day, then the information has to change too. That has to update. So not discrediting that man, but we have to add on to the theories, and we have to add on and build upon this actual idea of what we call health, because it's changing. It's not what it was 20, 30 years ago. Like, we have grapes and tomatoes that look as big as somebody's fist. Like, we have to assess this as a community. Like, this is a problem, to be 100% honest.
Now they got grapes now with no seeds.
Yeah, and it's like you walking around with no seeds in it. It's not natural. It's really not a natural process. It's
So you don't eat grapes without seeds.
No, if it doesn't have a seed, that means a company has a patent on it and they don't want you regrowing it. That has been a chemically designed substance or item you're eating. It's not really a real item.
Damn, I'm just not gonna eat nothing.
Like, but yeah, so if you
I'm gonna sip on some tea. Can I have tea? Can I just sip on some tea? Damn. Is an apple okay?
Yeah, definitely apples are okay. And I don't want to make this seem too
hard.
Oh,
it's too late. It's too late for all of that.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to make it seem too hard, but it's definitely
you failed miserably at that, Nav. What about lemons?
Lemons are good. Lemons and limes is good. You know, they're great for the digestive system, help you clean. I normally do lemon. I normally do key limes and limes before and after each meal because it helps. It breaks down the absorption with the body. It allows you to absorb food better too as well, and it helps you push that cilia off the digestive tract. So you know when you eat like eggs, milk, and bread, they combine together and they make a substance that's similar to Elmer's glue, and that blocks the hairs on your stomach lining. So it makes people have poor absorption in the gut. So people who's transitioning to the vegan world or plant-based world and haven't did like a true detox or a true stomach cleanse, they'll have absorption problems. They'll have stomach pains and et cetera, et cetera. And so it's definitely good to incorporate those in your body to help with the absorption.
Nev, we had a guy come on this show and he was going around the community.
Yes, sir.
And he was showing us different herbs. Well, he was showing us different plants on the ground.
Yes.
That he eats.
Okay. Is this like wild growing in the community?
All over the hood, man.
I wouldn't do that. And I'm not saying no, I'm just saying without testing it. That's only because Baltimore definitely is an old industrial town, and our soil is not the best soil. If you go outside and look at your soil, it is light brown. That means it has no minerals in it, and a lot of our soils is toxic. So definitely get your soil tested before you just start eating from it. That's why raised bed gardens is the best bet because you can control the soil and you can build your soil up so you can get the best carbon yield from the actual fruits and vegetables you put in the ground.
What is this called again?
For raised bed gardens. So if you're doing that, I would rather just build a raised bed garden so I can build my soil up. I can put my gravel, my sand, my mulch, top seasoning, whatever I need in my soil, whatever minerals I need in my soil to control my grow. It's just Baltimore. It's an old industrial town. So it's a lot. The soil levels down here is crazy. It's not the best.
Have
Really
you
the
lived
best.
elsewhere, Nev?
I've traveled elsewhere. My family's from Jamaica, so I've definitely seen the brighter side of it.
Wagwan.
Yes, sir.
Everybody in Jamaica is strong and fit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now they eat off the ground in Jamaica.
Yes, definitely. They're eating off trees, grounds. His grandma got mangoes growing in her backyard. It's definitely a thing.
Yeah, when I go to Jamaica, I don't stay on a tourist resort. I go up in the mountains.
You're supposed to, man. You're supposed to experience that. You're supposed to experience all that, especially the fresh produce.
Hey, Nev, I went to Jamaica, and the people I went with, as soon as we got there, you won't believe what they went outside looking for.
I can only imagine.
A chicken box, man.
Oh,
I damn near fell out the boat.
Not no that all that good food down there. You're not telling me you went all the way to Jamaica for no chicken box.
Yes, they did, Nev. I damn near died.
Oh man, it's too much good food down there. Especially they doing it right. That's where you want to eat your good meats and stuff like that. Especially your freshwater fish down there.
Hold up, you mean a country that's not as wealthy as the United States has a better diet than than we Americans?
Yes, you figure most of our stuff is banned in 20 to 30 different other countries in the world. They can't sell most of the stuff. Can't be selling Cheez-Its and Rice Krispie treats. Most of that stuff is banned. You figure it's not overly commercialized. So most of that stuff is still naturally planted. You can go outside and see natural trees that's growing berries. I'm pretty sure you came from an area where you can go outside in your grandma's house and see those natural wild berries growing in the backyard, or you may have some corianders. We don't have any of that anymore, literally. So,
why don't we have it, Nev?
Because well, it's a lot of different researches, but the main thing really is the chemtrails. The chemtrails destroys the fungi inside that cloud that allows that natural carbon base layer, so we can get that in those natural growing plants and trees that's growing those fruits and vegetables, and also down to commercialization. Down to your resident homes, they ripping up most of the ground and putting down fake grass and fake trees all over the place. So with all this industry, a lot of the stuff that was naturally there is just gone. It's not there anymore. So a place like that in Jamaica still has some of its natural lands and trees that's always been there and been providing those certain yields. So it's just definitely the best place to look.
So why won't you go back to Jamaica?
A lot of reasons. Jamaica's a little wild right now. If you have been watching news,
but you got good food. Now, what you want? You want the good food, or you want things to be simple? Because you can't. It seems like you can't have both, huh?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But yeah, my family, we definitely go back. We travel back as a family. It's definitely good back. It's always refreshing to recharge. But I definitely could, especially us as Black people, we living up in these northern states. You want to definitely start looking down south, because down south more sun, watermelon all year round, and we have more access to fresher things down south. These cold season be messing us up.
I haven't heard you mention garlic.
Garlic is good too. So the normal stuff we could put in our diets is a basis is good. I'm not saying that the whole diet is trash if you just can't eat anything. I'm just saying there's certain things you want to be particular of, like even broccolini. Having broccolini over broccoli. Broccoli grows. I don't really know where broccoli grows. Broccolini is a thinner broccoli with the seeds. You could plant that and it grows into a yellow flower. And you can actually find that remnants inside the wilderness. You can go outside and see wild broccolini growing. So, especially with not cabbage, cauliflower, you really kind of don't see wild cauliflower growing. So it's that's another like not chemicalized, over commercialized vegetable that's being produced and sold out into the world. So it's just understanding, hey, I knew I grew up eating broccoli. I knew I grew up eating kale and things of those natures, doing a little bit of research and saying, hey, this may be a better alternative to eating what I was eating. Because kale in large quantities, if you don't cook kale, you eat it raw, it messes with the thyroids. It blocks the thyroids and potassium receptors in the body. So a lot of people that be going plant-based and vegan start having thyroid problems because of that, and some other natures too as well.
Would they need to cook the greens?
Yes, you got to cook the greens because in the wilderness, the greens have a natural enzymes that block it from predators. So flies and other insects can't get on and eat it. It'll start producing this oily substance that warns off different flies and etc. So when we look at that, me picking that plant up and eating it raw is doing kind of the same thing inside of my body, unless you cook it out at a certain temperature. So that's why you should saute your greens, your collard greens, your carrots.
Now, we black people tend to overcook our greens, Nev.
Yes. Yeah, see, overcooking your greens, it has no minerals in it. So now you cooked all the life of it. What are you really eating?
You're supposed to drink the pot liquor, Nev. You don't drink the pot liquor?
I mean, because all that salt and all that stuff, by the time you add that, that's just a salty piece of plant that has no nutrients in there at all.
Damn, Nev, you done just killed 75 years of my tradition. Okay, white bread versus wheat bread.
None of that. I'll do quinoa bread or spelt bread.
Say it again.
I'll do quinoa bread, spelt bread, or I'll just make my own bread. Let's see. Last time I made.
Damn, that sound like you got a restaurant because everything you want ain't in the store. You can't buy it no damn where. You got to grow it.
Yeah. So
what time is dinner at your house? Because I need to eat at 6.
Yeah. Well, as far as like the bread, you could definitely go to Whole Foods to get it's better quality bread. But I would definitely stay away from the wheat bread and the Wonder Bread and all that. I don't really partake in all that. And if I do, I'm gonna have me a piece of quinoa bread. You can get that at Whole Foods. And
how you spell it?
Quinao, quinoa. And they got spelt bread too as well.
Spell that.
SPELT, spelt.
Man, you think they don't teach us our history? We don't know nothing about no spelt bread, no quinoa bread. And the man came on this show, said he be eating herbs and stuff off the ground. And I would be thinking about the dogs that be walking by urinating on every damn thing.
It's that and the aspect of like I said, these aren't the best. We don't have the best. It's not like we're in Africa where the soil was dark brown and you could plant something.
Have you been to Africa?
I haven't. My friend, brother Juan, he travels to Africa as a clothing line to Africa too as well. So
now, hold up, Nev. Now you telling me, Judge Judy was saying this is hearsay.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna need you to go to Africa, and you got a couple of places to go because East Africa is different than South Africa, is different than West Africa, is different than North Africa.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I definitely got to go to Africa. That's definitely on my bucket list.
I would go to the center, right there in the center. I went to East Africa, actually.
How was your time?
I loved it.
Oh, man.
I love the Middle East even better, tell you the truth, because ain't no such thing as the Middle East. It's all Africa. But I tell you this, in the Middle East, they eat a lot of olives. Any thoughts on olives?
Yeah, that's the whole conversation, what you said for olive oil. That's why it's so important for the body. It's high in those aminos we need, those fatty acids we need. It's a great oil. You should just be taking a teaspoon of that a day or adding it to your salad.
Glad you said that.
Yes, sir.
What about vinegar? Some people, the old people say a pinch of vinegar a day helps calm down cholesterol, helps with digestion.
I haven't really used it for anything. I'm gonna keep my key lime juice. The process of vinegar is a little harsh. You got to think just like the alcohol process. When you start having those high fermented items, and when you start getting a little fermentation inside the body, so we definitely want to watch those levels. And vinegar is a little fermented. I don't know the level it's fermented at, but I would stick to my lime juice. Not drinking vinegar.
All right, now I'm getting ready to go deep on you. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Has the whole industry of birth control cause? Could that be the cause of a lot of these cancers we're seeing in our women?
Birth control has a horrible dialogue on the body. I can say that it does change. Sometimes I know with not the Depo shot. I believe it's the one they put inside their arm. I know Depo for sure changes the hormones. Some girls experience rapid hair loss, excessive weight gain, mood swings. It's just a lot. So definitely with birth control, I can't speak because I'm a woman. I do have a lot of women clients, and I know for sure it messes up their periods. We're talking about some girls are bleeding for 9 months, 10 months, nonstop, et cetera, et cetera. So I can only imagine what a female goes through when taking those crazy substances. Now, as far as the cancers in the bodies, if you're looking at like fibroids and things of those natures, that can be some harmful side effects, but we got to look at the female. Their body is way more complex than our body, so they should be even more on top of what they're putting in their body than, not saying than what we are. I mean, females, that their lifeline is way longer than men as far as their life expectancy. I think the black man life expectancy is like 66 or 68 years old or something like that. And I think the female, I think
That's all they give us is 68.
Yeah, they give us 68. And you really got to think about it, down to the
Man,
medical aspect.
I mean, I got 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I lived half my life already.
I rebuke those stories. I rebuke them.
So as far as cancer is a tricky one. Cancer really just a misappropriation, a miscommunication of the cells. You'll have a hair cell or heart cell that's supposed to be operating in one cluster for pumping, then it goes out of whack, it starts to grow, then you get into tumors, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely having the correct, this is where we get into that mineral conversation, and we get into just that overall well-being lifestyle conversation, because cancer is a lifestyle factor, cancer is a health factor, cancer is so many other factors on the body. We have to assess that as a whole. We can't just say, hey, I'm gonna take these soursop pills and my cancer is gone, but I'm still smoking and I'm still working at a paint factory, and there's so many other different factors that may come into causing that specific cancer you may have. So cancer definitely has to be looked at as a complete overall lifestyle change and factor.
Nev, do you drink tap water?
I try not to. I try not to cook with it. I don't drink no tap water. I would never drink tap water.
Nev, I asked the scientist, I say, can I drink tap water? And the scientist said this, Nev. He said, you've been drinking it all your damn life. Now you don't want to drink tap water. Now, here's one other thing, Nev. How the hell you know what's in that bottle? That bottle of water.
Yeah, so even with that, it's a better choice, but your top brands of water, they are contaminated too. You start looking into testing your water bottles, there's a lot of contamination in those glass or plastic water bottles. So it's kind of defeated. I don't want to scare anybody, but
you didn't already pass that. You didn't cross the Rubicon on that, brother.
They haven't really put this out yet, but we don't have any drinkable water in Baltimore.
And that's when they cut him off. They just cut you off. Okay. He said,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Drinkable water.
Yes, sir. We really don't have no access to it. When you really look at, and really, it's in Baltimore specifically, that E. coli situation, water that kind of disappeared, but I didn't really hear about that being solved.
So it's that digestible rates now, huh?
Yes, indeed. And I it's crazy that they're not really talking about this more.
No, it's election time, man. You don't want to scare people. Let me ask you this. What do you think when you see the Chinese and the Russians on the moon bringing back samples from the moon?
I haven't seen that they recently came out with that. I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, man. I saw they digging up the damn moon, man.
Oh, man. You can... Well, I know some people put in theory that's the whole point of why Donald Trump wanted to enact that SpaceX thing. They're supposed to be racing for different minerals from outside of space, et cetera, et cetera.
You cannot dig up the moon, Nev. It doesn't sound. It doesn't sound right, Nev.
It don't. It sounds like something. But no, of course we're not in control. We can only sit back and watch. That's all we can do.
Nah, Nev, we got to have some control, because I'm not gonna let these people who don't know how to keep their own damn room convince me that we need to go up to the moon and dirty up the moon. We already done dirtied up space with satellites flying everywhere.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot we're dealing with. That's why we gotta be even more on top of what we're doing. It's so much changing every single day. It's kind of hard to kind of stay abreast with everything.
All right. Well, I want to tell you this one last thing, Nev. On Friday, I had a chance to go and see the movie, man.
Which movie? The Bob Marley movie?
Yeah, man.
How you feel about it?
I thought they tried. I thought it was a fair attempt.
Okay.
I thought it gave us some insight, and I'm 58, so it's not like I haven't heard that story much of my life, but I am really happy for people younger than me, like yourself, who at least get to have this conversation. Remember, I came up in an era where one of the first movies that talked about black people, good or bad, was Roots.
Oh, okay. Indeed.
Because Hollywood plays such a role in our lives as well. Hollywood will lift up celebrities who don't have their own lives together and have 10 million people following them, and these people crazy as a bed bug.
Definitely. I can see that. But definitely, so your view of the movie, I see you said they tried. Was it? I seen it. I talked to a couple of y'all, man. They said they didn't like the movie.
Why?
He could have used more origin in the movie, and it could have been a couple more key players they could have used in the movie. A lot of, I guess, I don't know, because I'm not too sure of all the actors that was in the movie. A lot of people were just saying it could have been more like centric Jamaicans inside the movie, but I hadn't seen it.
Okay, so
I gotta see it myself.
So let me give you this. You want to do a movie on Jamaica in America. Now, you already know you go to Jamaica, you from America, they're going to call you Yankee boy.
Yeah.
So there's already a conflict. How can I come there and tell your story? And if I am white, like a Brad Pitt, then that's going to take a whole other level of consciousness. So considering we're in America, considering you had Brad Pitt as the producer, I would say it wasn't bad. Considering the alternative, which is nothing at all.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there are a lot of us African Americans. If you started speaking patois to us, we would have a struggle.
Yes, sir.
Even though if we take our time and listen,
it's there.
It's there.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes some learning, just like any other language.
Yeah.
Or just like you're in Jamaica and you come here and we start talking our code, is a yami, is a pig Latin, is a cross, is a baze boo, Yeah. We know what we're saying.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we have a common enemy.
Yes, sir.
And I don't know that enemy is any one race, but it's ignorance. Because if I don't know the history of Jamaica, I'm just learning, for instance, that, and we still got another day in America's Black History Month, even though Black History is every day. I'm just learning that there was a Jamaican that helped with the Haitian Revolution.
What was his name?
You just quizzed me. Now I'm just learning it. I can't remember, but I will find that name for you. We were talking about it on this show.
Okay.
But that among the leaders, with Toussaint Louverture, Henry Christophe, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, it's my understanding, and I learned this over at the White House a couple of weeks ago, that there was a Jamaican who was a part of the Haitian Revolution, which only makes sense because, honestly, besides the British, the French, what's the difference between Haiti and Jamaica but one stop on the bus.
It's no difference. It's
Not
either
taking anything from any people. And then, so this is a big ups to the White House. They had Afro-Caribbean Day and they had Afro-Latino Day. And it dawned on me, you say you got Jamaican roots.
Yes, sir.
I've got Puerto Rican roots, indigenous roots, but also Puerto Rico is in the Caribbean, right?
Yes.
So you can be an Afro-Caribo Latino.
And all be from the same place.
Yeah, you from up the block.
Yes, sir.
So if anything, we pray, Nev, that we have expanded some understanding to our viewers on this network. But I'm gonna bow out and let you get some final words and any final thoughts.
Guys, like I said, you guys can always connect with me. I'm always at the 1700 Pennsylvania Avenue Market. We got a lot more information like this. You can always reach out to us on alkalinebodies.com, alkalinebodies_ on IG, or 1700 Pennsylvania Avenue IG. We always here to answer your questions and help you with your needs. So we're here for a resource, people. So reach out.
Okay, so let's get those social medias one more time, okay?
Yep, that's Alkaline Bodies _ and the other one is 1700 Fresh at the Ave. And they're both
what social media?
IG, Instagram.
Okay, I'm a little slow. Are you on TikTok at all?
I gotta get on TikTok. I just gotta get on TikTok. Yeah, I'm not on TikTok yet.
Well, I got on there and because I got a problem with some of them other ones. They took my page. They had a couple 100,000 people.
Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks.
I wonder if black people are the only ones go to Facebook jail.
It seems like it.
So let me put it out there. White people, do y'all ever get put in Facebook jail? I really want to know. Because like every other black person, even people not even radical, they said they got their Facebook, they got blocked, they got put in time. I was like, you wouldn't even fight for black people.
Right.
But they put up one power fist. And you know, all of a sudden, yeah, somebody calling them a Black Panther or something. But we got to learn our history, man. And on that note, and with this being Black History Month, one thing I did appreciate in the movie, not only did they talk about Robert Nesta Marley, they also talked about Marcus Mosiah Garvey.
Yes, sir.
And of course, he came to these United States and organized the largest group of black people in the world, the Universal Negro Improvement Association.
Yes. I mean, yeah. I mean, he did a lot. He was one of the fathers of nationalities, right next to Martin Delany. Those two men, they was able to really bring us insight on how we should identify in America and how we should come together as a people. So you got to respect Marcus Garvey.
Yes, sir, Nev. Nev, we appreciate you taking time out this morning. Thank you to Ashia and all of the people at No Boundaries. I used to give No Boundaries the blues. I want you to know, boy.
Why is that?
Because they didn't look like you and Ashia.
Oh, okay. I completely understand.
I don't know you.
Yeah, I completely understand. Well,
but it's a different ball game now. We ain't got nothing but love for you, nothing but love for Ashia. She holding it down.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you, brother.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Up today, down tomorrow. Do your day and everything will follow. Nothing to it but to do it. I got to do it, regardless of how I feel. I am somebody. I am my brother's keeper. Good morning, world.